got an errand done. Found me some more pork rinds, which I think I'm going to try and make my own pork rinds this year. Just got to buy a bunch of pig skin. I forgot to shave them. Do you have to shave pig skin before you deep fry it for pork rinds? Anyway, I had to make my save versus toughness because I take Lasix, and woo, it was a close call. But anyway, Boglings, Froglings, Bullywugs. I've been using them more because I've been using a lot more swamps in my places, and the barrel maze has Froglings, and I think they originally were just a down-powered version of Bullywugs, and I just kind of picture Froglings as just smaller, like a stand-in for a goblin. They work better in a swamp because they're amphibious and they get that jump attack. So in your low-level counters, depending upon terrain, they're a stand-in for goblins, in my personal opinion. And that's how I used them originally. Although, since they tend to be frogs, and I don't know where this got started, but probably with the Slat-Eye in Fiend Folio, but they always appear to be creatures of chaos. So any Bacterian, it's one of those words you read, you never say it out loud. Anyway, any of your frog or toad-like guys tend to be stand-ins for chaos, and that's where they get their association. Bullywugs, I think, are more toad-like and almost man-sized, where froglings and boglings would be closer to halfling size. More of your goblin versus your orc. Be a good, and they're both stand-ins for that. So Bullywugs and froglings are stand-ins for orcs and goblins for your terrain. If you wanted to do more of a creature theme type deal with frogs, they're great. So I've been using them more. I do love the jump attack, so they can jump in, get a +1 to attack. Unfortunately, if they lose initiative or you have a observant party, spears will destroy their day for set for charge with polearms. Set for charge, because I consider that jump attack. You're coming through the air and landing. Anything from set for charge is going to double damage in yokels, and you're going to get you some frog on stick. Nom nom. For your more monstrous parties, that's just extra rations. I can just imagine all these legless froglings in a bog with their legs chopped off and some half-orc munching down on frog legs like it's a giant drumstick. You keep finding these legless corpses of froglings and bullywugs. Yeah, there's not much eating to the rest of the frog. They're kind of disgusting. So, yeah. That's all I really got to say about them. Besides being in the cartoon, and I don't think a lot of people would have really paid much attention to the Bullywug and stuff, besides it being in the cartoon with Warduke and stuff like that when we were kids and it was on TV. So, yeah, they do work as a good chaotic evil minion too. If you want to go with that, more heavy towards a frog theme or toad theme or Slat-Eye. And how would Slat-Eye view these much weaker prime material cousins of themselves? Maybe I'll go into that later. But I've just been using them as savage monsters from the swamp in competition with lizard men, who would be like natural foes, because when you're in a resource fight in limited territory with a different racial group, it creates anonymity. So that I could see could create a long-standing feuds between bullywugs, froglings, and the lizard folk, which would be kind of an interesting faction to play off on each other. We've been, in a couple games I play in, we've been allowing the DM's been allowing that you can buy off these tribes with promises of food and looting and stuff. No one's mentioned territory, which is For tribal societies, it's a huge thing because it's more hunting grounds, everything else. But no one's going at it from a religious or making your gods more powerful over other gods and stuff. But territory, food, survival of the species. The more animalistic your humanoid tribes are, the more things that for preservation of the species make sense. You know what I mean? Prime breeding pools, etc. If you are a more of a neutral or chaotic character, then using humanoids as minions or foot troops becomes an option. Now I'm running an open table, and I got all these other areas for stuff, but the group currently that's going after the barrel maze are chaotic and douchey. So the less douchey than my neutral and lawful group that I run on Wednesdays. To be quite honest, they are more honorable as anti-paladins and necromancers than priests of dwarven deities lately, which is a neat contrast, and it's your player base. So I enjoy observing player base and stuff like that. There are some player types that just rub me the wrong way, but it is an interesting observation. I'm always taking mental notes because I'm a people watcher. It's something I'm never going to outgrow, I guess, or grow into more, kind of like a fungus or a mold. So, yeah, they're pretty basic. The one strength I have with these is people don't underestimate is being amphibian. Your layer's underwater, you pretty much eliminate most players' desire to even go into your layer, or at least make it difficult to go in. We gotta swim into our layer about 50 feet. You tell party they gotta swim down this dark hole underwater, and unless they have somebody around 7th level, 6th, 7th level, where you start getting water breathing type spells, they're simply just gonna say no. Drowning ignores all my damn hit points. It ignores my high AC. It ignores my min-max attempts. I don't want to drown. I have been in parties where people have never once set foot on a boat. I have to take my armor off. I ain't doing it. You go into town. I'm taking my armor off. I am armored and ready for combat 24/7. The level of PTSD to be on your toes like that is astounding. But fancy game. I do tend to have the guards follow you more if you're wearing armor in town. Technically, anybody carrying larger than a dagger would be tailed by the guard as well. And in some cities, depending how lawful, stringent, and authoritarian it is, you would not be permitted to. Now, the cities that have humanoids as guards, yeah. But I've been playing around with Froglings and the Bullywug stuff for a while, and I'm thinking about expanding on it. But honestly, they're a little more than a stand-in for goblins, just a reskinning. And I am about reskinning stuff. I'm going to reskin my nundoles and everything, but we'll see. Guys, did you do anything with frogs? Did you do something different from frogs? I promise if I wasn't going to read the comments and stuff, but I've been doing it a little bit more. I'm not going to argue with people because I don't care enough to argue with you. Yeah. Get her done.